It's the 1st of August, and my upload this morning is with regard to the ongoing issue of Tralee County Kerry and its initiative of human rights violations and hate crime against my good character, good name and good reputation and my good work and my good contributions to society, and the issue of their bad debts that they have not been addressing since 2006. So the main content of this upload isn't with just regard to the poverty that they are instilling, but the poor mentality that they're displaying with regard to personal boundaries. Now, everyone's personal space is private, everyone's personal life is private, and there are people in this community that seem to think that they're in a position to walk through people's doors where they have not been welcome or where they're not invited. There are people that are walking into my experience, my personal life, and they're displaying the height of ignorance and incredulity. These people have no conscience or common sense or common courtesy with regard to their poor, unworthy initiatives. What I'm tolerating is quite disgusting. These people have been hasty, impetuous, and incredulous, to say the least, and they have not been adhering to good practice. They have no right to be in my proximity. They have no right to discuss me. They have no communication process or interaction with me. They are of offences against the state. They are of financial fraud, again, and they are causing a problem in society that doesn't just disrespect the constitution or democracy. They are damaging medicine, health and well-being, and they're disrespecting the work of COVID. These people are unqualified. They have disrespected the fields that they represent. They are of mental illness. They are of mental instability. And they have discussed people's privacy where they have no right to be, and they have a difficulty comprehending their limitations and their boundaries and the boundaries of the person that they are imposing upon, namely this person, Maria McElligott. They have been absolutely foul in their play. And they have been playing on a pitch and in a field of my farms where they have no welcoming. So today, my upload this morning is with regard to the insanity of these people and the practitioners assisting them and disrespecting my work in Ireland and England. So my work in Ireland and England, the UK, has affected positively, and there are people unqualified and unlawfully acting and transacting themselves in circumstances that put people in jeopardy. Now, it's bad enough that they've disrespected, as I've mentioned, the law, the democracy, etc., privacy. These are basic tenets of civil society that these people can't even adhere to properly. So they're liable and their liabilities, and they've also damaged faith and family, and they are disrespecting the church. So they're very contented to espouse their good practices as upstanding churchgoers, but they're not able to walk properly on the right side of the street with their own side of the fence clean. It's the dirty words that have been said about a person that they don't even have transaction or interaction with, namely this person, Maria McElligott. So I'm being intruded upon and I'm being imposed upon, and I'm concerned about the people that are playing a double standard in this situation. You know how it is when people espouse to be one thing and then playing behind another facade that isn't in accordance with the principles that are being broadcasted in an initiative that is namely hate crime against this person. So there's a very serious situation about people being in my proximity causing more problems, that they haven't been reined in and that they're still not behaving properly during COVID and disrespecting my work that gave birth to COVID. As a recovery advocate of sanity and sobriety, people's lives are being put in jeopardy, and I'm a mother. So there's a big issue about disrespecting mothers' rights as well. And the agencies of a democracy that can't respect the mother and child premise and the principles that safeguard mothers and children, that's another problem. And the politicians in Dublin, in Dáil Éireann, that think turning a blind eye is saving or helping people evade or avoid what they owe mine isn't intelligent behaviour. These people in this community since 2006 have been causing problems of defamation. Now, when a child is unlawfully taken from his mother, as mine was in 2017, that's a little bit more dangerous. And when people are making this a PR stunt, and when people are making this an initiative and a cause that is quite dangerous, then that brings down the standards of society. When people can't uphold their principles and credibility, and when they can't display integrity, dignity, and respect. So the United Nations is fully aware today again that I'm still experiencing, as I have been since I gave birth in this country, a democracy, as a married mother, people's mental illnesses. Mental illnesses that are of distortion and disturbance and disruption of my personal life and the proximity rights and privacy that I have full right to. Now, if the Taoiseach can't address the failings, the wrongdoings against the Constitution, I'm concerned. So the Department of Health and the department, they've all heard since 2017 from me, when I was illegally withheld from my child and when I was unlawfully detained. My right to freedom was violated by two plain-dressed, unidentified Garda Síochána, seemingly for no reason. And my child was provided for perfectly. And my child has been harmed as a consequence of harmful adults in society. And if that's being supported, then I'm concerned for the safety of future generations. So there's a poor foundation, very, very poor basis for these fongers, as they're called, and mongers, as they're also called, mongering, antagonising a mother experiencing medical negligence by individuals that have been financially exploiting from me, and antagonising a delicate situation that is insensitive and inconsiderate for any intelligent human being to be conducting. So that's not intelligent behaviour, that's not evolved. So things are going down very, very slowly and very poorly to a base level that is embarrassing. So on the 1st of August, it's a sad sign of the times that a mother that has helped society is still tolerating ignorance and blasphemy. So if the relevant bodies can't do their jobs properly, if the guards that are responsible for the harms to my child are hoping to exacerbate the offences against his mother, they might remember who my little baby boy is. He's a precious little boy in the world, like all little boys. So I hope the guards are aware of how dangerous it is for me to be tolerating what I'm tolerating with the work that I've been doing for this country. So I hope they're also mindful of the effect on other children. So if the culprits, repeat offenders, feel safe embarrassing the democracy and evading and exacerbating their debts that they owe me, and if they think it's safe living in another person's home, my home in Turbridge Hill, and offending the church, I really hope the guards have a full understanding of this matter, and I hope any practitioners supporting mental illness is aware or are aware of the family of the Fellowship of Sanity and Sobriety, which I represent since 2006. So this morning, the United Nations is getting an update about the mental illness in County Kerry that's been, bred, and the poor standards that are being practiced. It's a very sad sign of the times in Tralee, County Kerry. It's absolutely embarrassing what's going on, and this is happening since 2006 in this community as a consequence of people that are of slander, defamation and bad faith. So I hope the guards and the government are aware of their obligations to my royal crowns, or titles, excuse me, my royal titles and my beautiful child. And I hope they wouldn't be silly to think that exacerbation is a remedy.